What's good, everybody? Let me get this camera straight. That's gonna just about do it right there. And then we gotta wait for your boy, of course. How y'all doing? I just feel this way this morning. Let's see what's going on with this guy. But first, Trump, Nato is going to be so strong with us there. Y'all ready? I am. Let's see if he is. Woosa. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. It should be 6 o'clock now. Bling, bling, bling. 6 o'clock somewhere. Bling, bling, bling. And take up all this tight jacket. Let's go. Woo, that's right, y'all. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let me open up those pores. I'm already up. You know why? Because I'm taking out this time to give you a piece of my mind. What, who do you think you are? What? Well, baby, one day you'll be a star. But until then, baby, I'm the one that's crazy. Cause what? Cause it's the way you making me feel. Woo! Y'all know why I feel that good. Let's try to get this right today. Y'all know why I feel that good, right? Cause it's if bump that beat. Thursday the 26th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. But I'm not. Because things happen and you keep on moving and you get better at stuff. I ain't good at remembering the days all the time, but guess what I'm remembering now? Guess what I'm good at remembering? Y'all know what I'm good at remembering? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always told y'all, y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me for another episode, 242nd episode of Our Bottom Line. I appreciate you guys. We all made it another day, had a big problem we dealt with. Problems presented opportunities, and shing, we lanced it, and we're going to keep on moving forward. I hope everybody else is feeling excited this morning the way your boy Bugatti is. If not, here, take some energy. Oh, you can. Oh, you can. Oh, you can. What we got over here, y'all? Good morning, everybody. Have a blessed day. Motherfunking Bone. He said he had some personal things to do, but hopefully he comes on today. That's right. Watching all the way from Miami, Florida. You already know y'all turn up in Florida, motherfunking. Batty Lynn is up in the building. Good morning from Detroit. Rebecca Lon Yan Bueno. That's right. We saying the whole name this morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Jeffrey Spiker. Who we got up in here? What are you saying? Good morning, Mr. Bone. Okay, motherfunking Bone. That's right. They're giving you shouts out right now, Mr. Bone. Okay, good. God only said you had a personal thing to deal with today, and thank God that you're here. That's right. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, y'all. I really appreciate the fact that y'all remember that, and y'all probably was praying for me. Y'all know how we do it over here. I got a lot to get into. Don't we worried about what we had to worry about yesterday? God gave us the means and the will to keep on moving. And with that being said, I got so much in the clip, I gotta just keep on moving, you guys. What else we got going on today in this thumbnail? I want to stack this deck because I got so much to show you guys. After we do that, then I'm gonna be coming to the comments. I gotta let you guys know we have a lot more people here now, so it's really hard to keep up with everybody's comments, but I promise you, I'm gonna try my best between playing the clips as well as dialogue and going over there at the same time. So don't beat me up too much, but you know what I do need to do? I'm not asking for no likes right now because it's time for me to get to work. So without any further ado, let's get into this title. What we got over here today is Trump. NATO is going to be so strong with us there. Let's see. He's been talking about it for years, ever since his first term. He even has a couple of people that's backing him up. We have the clip. I want you guys to let me know what you're thinking about that, as well as the next title that we have, which is Zoran Mamdani has now won the New York City Democratic mayoral race. So that means this gentleman right here, Zoran, will be going against the mayor, Eric Adams, for mayoral candidate, the mayor basically. Who's going to be our next mayor, you guys? Who do you think's going to take it? I know a lot of business people right now, they ready to get up out of New York because they think that Mamdani's going to win. And if he does, he's talking about people getting on the bus for free and all types of stuff. So I don't know. A lot of people are thinking that it might not be a good situation for New York. I don't have anything personal about it. I don't know the guy too much. Going to have to do some history on him. But what we're going to keep doing is get to the next bottom line thumbnail right here, which is the last but not least, where President Trump basically says a ceasefire between Iran and Israel is in effect. I don't know about that too much, President Trump. Not from what we've been seeing. It seems like these guys have been going at it. Let me at them. I'll splat them. They haven't been stopping. Back and forth and back. I don't know. Hopefully it is going to stop soon, because the last thing we need is more casualties, innocent people losing their lives. And with that being said, you guys, let's get right into it. I'm going to start stacking 5 at a time. I'm going to need you guys to chime in and let me know where you're chiming in from, so that I can make sure that I keep on getting that content from where you're from. Again, if I look into content and I don't see anything, I got to keep moving, because I got to move to the next state, city, or country. Don't think I'm not looking where you're telling me to go, but if there's nothing happening, I can't make it happen. Let's get right into this first clip where Trump basically confronts what? His favorite people, the fake news. This clip right here is from the CNN interview where Trump took a couple of questions at the NATO summit and had a few reporters asking questions. Let's get right into it this morning, you guys. Good morning. Let's get it.
Please, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, fake news, CNN? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Where do you hear this question?
Thank you, sir.
You should really say how great our soldiers and our warriors are.
I think everyone appreciates our soldiers and our warriors. I do have 2 questions for you, Mr. President. You just cited Israeli intelligence on these attacks. Earlier, you said U.S. intelligence was inconclusive. Are you relying on Israeli intelligence for your assessment of the impact of the strikes?
No, this is also Iran made the statement. And it's also, if you read the document that was given, that Pete can talk about if you'd like, the document said it could be very severe damage, but they didn't take that. They said it could be limited or it could be very severe. They really didn't know, other than to say it could be limited or it could be very, very severe. And you didn't choose to put that because it was very early after. Since then, we've collected additional intelligence. We've also spoken to people who have seen the site, and the site is obliterated. And we think everything nuclear is down there. They didn't take it out. Okay, question? Please, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, blue dress.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Yesterday, you said China can now continue to purchase oil from Iran.
Yeah.
Are you giving up on your maximum pressure campaign? Because there are sanctions right now.
With who?
On Iran.
No, look, they just had a war. The war was fought. They fought it bravely. I'm not giving up. They're in the oil business. I mean, I could stop it if I wanted. I could sell China the oil myself. I don't want to do that. They're going to need money to put that country back into shape.
Made sense. All right. I told y'all, we just going to go for the first bit of that. You guys want to see the rest of it. That was on Fox News yesterday as they were doing a, question Q&A from the reporters that were around. We got a lot to go. So next up, we got Washington, where Tom Homan is talking about this should scare, I said, almost sounds like a curse, right? This should scare the HELL hockey sticks out of everyone. What is he talking about? The Iranian sleeper cells. We found 15 yesterday, but there's about 1,400 left. Come on, y'all, let's keep on going. I got to keep on stacking this deck. I'm going to keep on lining them up, knocking them out. Lining them up, knocking them out. You guys got to keep with the comments and let us do what we do.
Administration Board Czar, Mr. Tom Homan, one of my great heroes. Tom Homan, welcome back to the show. Iranian sleeper cells, Mr. Homan. You've got to do something. I mean, there's some have been arrested so far. How big a problem is this, and what are your plans to lead ICE to deal with it?
Well, look, we got a lot of work to do. You're exactly right. Which, again, I want you to jump right. We need the big, beautiful bill. We need the funding for more agents. We need the funding for more beds. We need the funding for more transportation. We need the funding for more targeting. So it's imperative, especially right now. So for those on the Hill, I don't care. Removing national security threats, removing public safety threats in this country should be a nonpartisan issue. So get it done. We need the funds to get this done. Well, the good thing is President Trump, we got President Trump in the Oval Office. I can tell you, right after the election, we didn't wait till January. We didn't wait for the inauguration. Right after the election, I got together with a lot of smart folks to say, okay, we got a big problem we're going to deal with right after inauguration on 2 million plus gotaways and all these special interest aliens that were released in the United States. So we started planning for this months ago. So day one of the administration, we're hitting the ground. That's why President Trump from day one said, we're going to concentrate on national security threats and public safety threats. And that's what we're doing. After the Iran issue this weekend, we just stepped on the gas, adding a lot more resources to it and really hammering it. So we're on it. We're going to do the best we can as fast as we can.
One of your messages then, Tom, this is important because the Senate is coming to a vote. The one big beautiful bill is in part, it's an economic bill, yes, but it's a border security bill and it's a they're criminals bill also. That's a huge part of it. That's what you're saying to us.
Here's what I want to say to them. Under the Biden administration, we have over 2 million known gotaways, captured on video, drone traffic, or sensor traffic. 2 million people crossed this border illegally and paid more to get away. They didn't pay less to get a free airline flight to the city of their choice, not get a free hotel room, not get 3 meals a day, not get free medical care. 2 million people paid more not to take advantage of that giveaway program. Why? Because they didn't want to be vetted. They didn't want to be fingerprinted. They didn't want to deal with law enforcement at all. Why is that? That should scare the hell out of everybody. It does me. So how many of these 2 million people are significant public safety threats? How many of them came from the country sponsoring terror?
All right, y'all, let's go to Tennessee. Let's go to Tennessee. What we got in Tennessee right now is, guess who got out of jail, y'all? Kilmar Garcia. Try to say that 3 times. Kilmar Garcia. Forget about it. Kilmar Garcia, you guys. He's basically been released from one custody, but guess what? His lawyer is saying that they want to keep him in custody so that he can remain in custody and be in Tennessee. This way he's not shipped off to El Salvador again and then has to come back. Check this out, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get into it. Well, was he at Venezuela? I'm not sure. I think it was El Salvador. If I'm wrong, I know somebody here is going to correct me. Let's go.
Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, live look there down Broadway. Well, this is what we know. The legal team of Kilmar Garcia, the man mistakenly deported by the Trump administration in March, is hoping a federal judge will keep him from getting deported again as he prepares for a criminal trial. Now, Abrego Garcia was held at an El Salvadoran prison before being brought back to the United States to face federal human smuggling and conspiracy charges. Abrego Garcia had a hearing today in federal court there in Nashville, where this is all being prosecuted. Fox News multimedia reporter Asher Red, he was there in court. He joins me. Asher, good to see you here. What's going on with this case?
Well, good evening, Andrew. The purpose of today's court hearing was to hammer out the details of Kilmar Garcia's release. He's expected to be taken in by ICE when he's released, but for now, he's in the custody of the U.S. Marshals still, and that's because his defense team wants to make sure that he's held at a federal facility close to this federal courthouse. Now, both sides agree that Garcia should not be deported right now. They say it would be much easier for him to make it to future court hearings if he's close by. Despite Abrego Garcia's suspected ties to the violent MS-13 gang, U.S. Magistrate Judge Barbara Holmes does not think he's a flight risk and does not think that he's a threat to the community. Now, Abrego Garcia's wife says the charges against her husband are completely baseless and just an attempt to justify his mistaken deportation.
Yeah, okay. Okay, but a minute ago, you was making videos talking about, he won't let me go outside. He have me by the mouth. His family is manipulative. He take out a big knife. Okay, then we're going to keep on moving because now, what y'all want to do? You want to be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, Who be dipping in the bins with the, yeah, he might be dipping in the bins with the spoilers in a minute, y'all, because I don't know. This case is looking a little bit shaky to your boy Bugatti NYC. What do y'all think about this Diddy case? All of a sudden they dropping charges. What does that mean? Okay, New York, come on, I'm gonna step up and rep for my state. And this is a rough one, but no Diddy. Ain't got nothing to do with Diddy, except for this story right here. This trial, these prosecutors basically are attempting, not even attempting, they basically dropped 2 charges. One was the attempted kidnapping and the arson charge. Does this weaken the case? You guys let me know. What do you think about that? Let's go, y'all. What y'all think about this Diddy case? Do y'all think that he's gonna get out? Because I mean, if they're dropping charges, that must mean that they feel they have a weak case. Some people would present
The Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial. Federal prosecutors are no longer including attempted kidnapping and attempted arson. They're underlying crimes in the alleged racketeering conspiracy charge.
That's right, and this development comes with closing arguments set to begin later this week. ABC's Aaron Katersky joins us live outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Aaron, can you put this development into context for us? Is this in any way a blow to the prosecution?
Well, it could be, Tanya, but not necessarily. Up until federal prosecutors said that attempted arson of Kid Cudi's Porsche was one of the underlying crimes underpinning the racketeering conspiracy. We'll back up for a second. In order to find Sean Combs guilty of racketeering conspiracy, the jury must find that he conspired to commit some other offenses. And until today, prosecutors said one of those was attempted arson. They showed the jury pictures of Kid Cudi's torched out Porsche. And he even testified saying that he saw the Molotov cocktail that was responsible, the charred interior, his blackened sports car. And the implication was that Sean Combs was behind it. But there was never direct evidence tying Combs to the arson. So prosecutors signaled in a letter to the judge that they would no longer proceed under the theory that Combs conspired to commit attempted arson. One of the other underlying crimes, the so-called predicate acts, involved attempted kidnapping of Capricorn Clark, a former assistant to Sean Combs. Prosecutors are no longer going to proceed under that theory either. Instead, they're emphasizing other crimes that they say Combs conspired to commit, like sex trafficking, like forced labor, and they're going to emphasize those things when they speak to the jury during summations starting on Thursday.
Yeah, man, a lot of y'all couldn't get into the rap game if y'all ain't played the game. That's the game that they wanted you to play. So I don't know what you guys thinking about this situation, but we got what we got over here? Facts, Kendra. OJ's playbook. What we got? Free that man. We got Jamie that says agreed. Kendra Walker says, personally, I don't care. However, it's always sad. It's bigger than Diddy. Okay, no guilty, not guilty, and he's filthy. Even though he will get off, he's still a major creep, says something. Okay, Jamie says true. Okay, he belongs right now where he is, says Marilyn. What about this right here? Because something's going to stop him. I think he messed up. Something has stopped him. I think he lucked up. And I'm trying not to say the word, but if I would have said it, it would have been so fire. It would have just laid right over. But I don't want to say the curse, but it's all good.
Fat Joe has been hit with an explosive $20 million lawsuit for allegedly coercing his ex-hype man into thousands of sexual acts. In a graphic 157-page lawsuit, Terrence T.A. Dixon accuses Fat Joe, whose legal name is Joseph Cartagena, of more than a decade of abuse. The details so disturbing that there's a big trigger warning in the red on the first page of that filing. Dixon alleges that in the lawsuit, Cartagena forced him to, quote, humiliating situations, including sex acts, performed under duress and surveillance. Dixon claims he personally witnessed Cartagena engage in sexual relations with girls as young as 15, one of whom Cartagena was allegedly in love with and contemplated leaving his wife for. An attorney for Cartagena says the law...
Shorty must have had that sunshine. You know, baby, you know what? I'm not coming home. Put your mother on the phone. Yeah. You know what? I'm not coming home. That's it. No, one of them situations. But you know the bad thing about it? 15, 16 years old, man. Are you crazy? And how about this? What's going on with dude talking about he saw thousands of these acts going on? You didn't want to call the police until now, until them royalties. See, that's why I can't talk about hip hop, because I'm in the game and people are going to be like, yo, Bugatti, yo, I'm saying, you said da 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 da. So I'm going to let y'all do it. Come on, y'all. Give it to me in the comments. I'm stopping right here. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Liberty and Justice says, I know we got a bunch of people who shouldn't be getting off. What else you got? It's not just Diddy. Jamie says, lean back. Fool, lean back. Harley says, Kendra, that is both true and sad. Frank, he is not getting out. At least 15 years, says Frank. Ooh, facts, Liberty. Moy 6 says, seems like this is the music industry gig. Notice how I'm not in the music industry no more, right? You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to let Bugatti in because I was spitting too hard, rapping about real stuff. They was like, nah, we can't let him in. He a problem. He's a problem.
Lawsuit is a blatant act of retaliation. NBC's Stephen Romo is on the story for us. And Stephen, Cartagena initially sued Dixon, and now Dixon is suing Cartagena. Both sides are trading allegations here.
Yeah, a lot of allegations here, but the lawsuit filed today has a lot more graphic content, if you will, Tom. Cartagena actually sued Dixon back in April on allegations that, as a former employee, he was trying to extort him for money. Well, Dixon's suit that was filed today is a lot more than just a typical employment dispute. The complaint does accuse Cartagena of underpaying him, but it goes on with many more allegations, claiming Cartagena would bring women to hotel rooms and make Dixon have sex with them in front of him and others. It also alleges that Cartagena would fly underage girls into the U.S. from Europe and that he paid for plastic surgery for one of them, and claimed that the minors were frequently cut off financially and discarded.
Sound like something he might do. He paid for somebody's BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL, Fat Joe. BBL, Fat Joe. Come on, y'all. Let's go over to New Jersey real quick. I can't keep up with these stories. Now we got some New Jersey situation where breaking news, but we got LaMonica McIver. She got her people out there. But the people united will never be defeated. People united will never be defeated. For the wrong cause. Come on now. Y'all know y'all dead wrong for this. Yes, for LaMonica McIver. Y'all know what she was doing, pushing her weight around. Y'all seen her out there like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seen that move that she was throwing on. Y'all saw that. Is she pregnant? Oh, I'm just asking a question. Let's get into this, y'all, right now. Let's go. Let's go.
Drop all charges. Drop all charges. Drop all charges. Free Rep McIver.
It doesn't even rhyme. I don't know. Supporters of Democratic Congresswoman LaMonica McIver are rallying outside federal court in New Jersey this morning. Good luck with that. Look at this video again. There she is, roughing it up. Right now, McIver's arraignment is underway on federal charges over her actions with Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement agents last month outside an ICE detention center. This is in Newark. At one point, she puts her elbow up by a guy's neck. That guy's in a uniform. Prosecutors accuse her of assaulting at least two of those agents. Alexis McAdams is outside the courthouse in Newark. Alexis.
Hi, Harris. Well, it didn't rhyme, but they are still chanting here in Newark, New Jersey. You can see them there on the steps of the courthouse. They're not just calling for her to be, out of this courtroom, but they say they want no charges against her. They want the charges dropped against McIver. This comes, though, after she was caught on camera with it looks like elbowing a federal agent. Watch. So McIver was indicted on 3 federal counts of assaulting, impeding, and interfering with federal officials. You can see it there. It's in the body cam video that was put out by DHS. McIver appearing to put her hands on the feds. You can't do that. So they took her and charged her. This says that she was forcibly grabbing one agent and hitting another. The melee happened back in May when the New Jersey Democrat and her colleagues said, let's show up to this ICE detention center and demand a visit. Newark Mayor Ross Baraka was also there.
Yeah, what y'all think about that? I mean, I don't see no fist being thrown or whatever like that, but because of the force and the girth of her body, when she pushes, that's a lot of weight, that she can really, it's like a ram, like when, like get up out of here, you know how a ram can just, toro, like, a bull or something. So she does probably have a lot of force within the structure of her body. I don't know, but I have to say that. Let's keep on moving forward because we got this situation where Trump is discrediting the U.S. intelligence reports doing Nato. They were questioning about what's actually happened, what damage was done, all of this stuff. So I got to just get into this, you guys, because it's been going back and forth. And that was part of the preceding clip that we looked at earlier. And I want to make sure that we're covering every aspect of that. So I did have another clip just to make sure that we get everything clear on this point.
President, what is your response to the foreign minister saying he still wants to enrich nuclear?
Hello, Katie. She's so great this one. Any question she asks, I'll answer. Well, maybe I better not say that. What was your question?
What is your response to the Iranian foreign minister continuing to say Iran will enrich uranium and pursue nuclear weapons?
Well, I don't know if they've said that, but I'll tell you, the last thing they want to do is enrich anything right now. They want to recover. And we won't let that happen. Number one, militarily we won't. I think we'll end up having somewhat of a relationship with Iran. I see it. Look, I've had a relationship over the last 4 days. They agreed to the ceasefire. And it was a very equal agreement. They both said, that's enough. They both said it. But no, they won't do that. The last thing they want to do, Katie, is enrich. They're not looking to, can you imagine after all of that, they're going to say, oh, let's go and do a bomb. There could be a day in the future, and then somebody else taking our place will be saying, don't do it. And maybe they won't do it as well. I don't know. But they're not going to have a bomb and they're not going to enrich. And we believe.
Rejected. I've been broke.
I think that's enough. Talked about the enrichment. They're not going to have a bomb and what he's saying that they're going to do. That's it. So thank you for coming with that commercial because like I said, we got so much to keep on going. This is not my opinion right here, but the opinions of Greg Kelly are shared by a lot of people. He's saying that the socialist man, the new mayor that's coming into New York, because we're already looking at it like it's a possibility, of course, of us having a new mayor and Mayor Adams leaving, of course, right? So this is probably the outlook of a lot of people, not necessarily myself. I don't know a lot about Mayor Mamdani, Mr. Mayor Mamdani, but what I'm trying to do is do a lot of research and find out what he was doing before. That can give me an idea of the type of person he is. This video here shows a little bit of that with a little bit of, with a lot of opinion. Let me be honest about it. A lot of opinion from Greg Kelly here. Might not like him, but I had to get this clip up because it was just very interesting to me.
Giants. Mayors like Lindsay, Koch, Giuliani, Bloomberg. These guys were big and worthy of the job. You know who's on the verge of becoming the mayor of New York City? This pipsqueak.
Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers will
Kid is the Democrat nominee for New York City mayor. His name is Mamdani. He's 33 years old, and I believe he owns a bicycle. Rich parents, so he does have some stuff, and that's about it. Oh, he went to college. And he's new and different, and the young people like that. This is a very serious issue we have on our hands. Mamdani, this is a big city. It's not only the capital of America, they say it's the capital of the world. This guy, let's take another look at him. Here he is hanging around. That's what he's done with most of his life, hang around. He's 33, did I mention that? He's also a complete and total phony. I mean, just watch. I've heard of people, I don't know.
The real reason I showed you guys the clip was not this part right here. I wanted to see the interaction that he was having with Tom Homan, because the sentiment shows me the energy against what's happening right now. Whereas Mayor Adams is open door policy with Tom Homan, as well as letting the ICE back onto Rikers Island. When I see the energy from another person like that at someone, that's actually the way that person is feeling towards that person. That's telling me he's not going to be so susceptible and working with everybody and stuff like that. So it gives me an idea how to gauge what he's possibly going to be doing moving forward. Good morning, HOBL family, says Casey. What's up, Casey? Liberty and Justice. Good morning. Natalie up in the building. Good morning. What else y'all got for me up in here? Okay, you guys are staying on point with me. Let me just keep on moving. We got a situation that's coming up in Europe where some Spanish-speaking and Spanish residents are armed with water guns. Imagine you get off the plane and you want to go somewhere in Europe and people are just waiting there with water guns squirting you, talking about, get back on the plane. I'm tired of you tourists. I feel like that sometimes when I'm downtown and the tourist is like walking by Empire State Building and they stop with their phone. Oh my God, look at the architecture. And then you're probably trying to go to a meeting or get to work and you're over here like, you're like, man, if you don't get out my way, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand if y'all live in a certain city or you ever been trying to get somewhere and you got somebody in front of you, like, man, if you don't know, look, get out of here. So check this craziness out, which is going on in the UK. Much more intense from what I'm talking about.
Europe has long been a popular destination for Americans, and it shows no signs of slowing down. But in some hotspots, locals are saying enough already, and they're taking their outrage to the streets. Here's CBS's Lee Canary.
On the streets of Barcelona, locals armed with water guns are getting loud. The message to tourists, go home.
We are fed up. We cannot stand it anymore.
Joanna Estrani lives in Mallorca, another travel hotspot. She's part of a protest movement across Europe calling for less tourism and more life. Spain alone could see a record 100 million visitors this year.
Especially in summer. You cannot have a normal life. Everything goes around tourism.
Tourism is booming in Europe, expected to bring in over $800 billion this year. But with all the money comes all the crowds.
Tourism, go home!
Residents blame short-term rentals like Airbnb for contributing to the problem, reducing the housing supply and pricing them out. Leah Patton lives in Madrid.
We are losing homes because of tourism.
What happens to a neighborhood when they start filling up with Airbnbs?
It can be really frightening, really, because, you lose your community. Really, since the pandemic, there's just been this surge of tourists coming here, but also a daily disappearance of people that I used to see all the time.
That's what they was doing in certain parts of Chicago, talking about like the migrants and stuff. They was in the streets like, get these people out of here. Stop taking our money and funding and resources. Y'all remember that, right? If y'all don't, I'll probably play it sometime in the future. But do me a favor right now. If you appreciate the content and like what we got going on here so far, as being the #1 show on YouTube from 6 o'clock in the morning, because we work so hard at what we do, do your boy a favor and double tap that screen and let everybody know that we over here. That lets everybody know, because once you tap and get that like going, that notification goes up from YouTube. People say, hey, what's going on over there? Interesting thumbnail. They click on it. They come to the comments and say, what's going on over there? And that's that full circle right there, letting you guys know that your like made that happen. I appreciate you guys. And I got to keep on moving right now because we got a lot to cover. You guys that like to run because I asked for likes, I like when that happens. And all of the veterans and the co-hosts that's been here since day one, we like that too. Because what do? Woo-sa. And then we play another video, boom, and everybody come right back. Y'all already know what the deal is. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Bloop, 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 bloop. Let me get all that. Let me get all that. Thank you so much. I'm using it and I'm giving it all back. Also, you guys do me a favor. I want to know if there's any kids by your phone right now or anybody in the room that cannot stand sensitive content. I'm really serious right now because I've been making sure that I don't let people see certain things that they should not be viewing. Right now is one of those times because in Seoul, Korea, we have a shocking, some closed circuit TV footage of some real bad situations going on right here, where this guy just was on the train, surrounded by passengers, decided to go into his bag, throw something on the ground that was basically inflammatory, lit it, and the whole car went up. You guys be careful, look around, pay attention to what's going on around you everywhere. No, we're not fear-mongering at all, but there's a lot of crazy people out here. Again, please move the children from in front of the screen because I do not want them to see this right here. Yes, no audio. I don't want to have to deal with that later. So check it out. Watch the video. As you can see, it's like an oil bottle or whatever. He's pouring incendiary, some sort of a liquid on the ground as everybody runs. He is now up at the top left part, lighting it up. And he looked like he almost got caught in it and he ran away. This is in Seoul, inside of the train as it was moving. An instant, everyone in the subway screams and ran to the next compartment to escape the fire as well as the fumes. So everybody just trying to get out of there. So this is like, yeah, even in Seoul, Korea, you never would think something like this would happen 2 days ago. But yeah, like, never know where you're going to be. It's like you can't go to one part of the world nowadays and think you're going to be safe versus the other. See all the smoke coming through the car and everything. Hopefully everybody's safe in this situation. I'm going to do some more research on it. Keep you guys posted on whatever I hear about it in the future. All right, you guys, again, bad situation. I don't know if you actually saw that, right? Out of nowhere, just like basically didn't even care and just lit it right there. What you guys got to say about that? Yeah, look at Batty Lynn. Yes, crazy, right? What else you got over here? Liberty and Justice says, where is this? New York? No, Seoul, Korea. That was in Seoul. I am a fat nerd says, and land the flag on the just. And okay, what else? I got Mark Dorfman says, what a crazy nut. Thank you for always staying on points. That's right. That's right. That's disinfectant. It burns longer. Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know that disinfectant can burn. I didn't even know that. Get rid of Trump says Mark Fine. Okay, that's your opinion. Let's keep on going. One other person, Natalie Georgievich, said that was tragic. It was a tragic situation. Now we got to go keep it in China right now because there's some crazy stuff going on where China creates a mosquito-sized drone that they can use for reconnaissance on the battlefield. I'm talking about this drone. Matter of fact, I already said it. The size of an actual mosquito. This is crazy right here. I want you guys to see what they're coming up with.
Researchers at China's National University of Defense Technology showed off the microdrone during a state television broadcast. The tiny unmanned aircraft fits between 2 fingers. It flies using a pair of flapping leaf-shaped wings and can perch using 3 hair-thin landing legs. The claim is the drone's compact size allows it to stay hidden while gathering intelligence in urban or sensitive environments. The drone packs power systems, sensors, and control circuits into its tiny frame, pushing the limits of micro-robotic engineering. China's new micro-drone joins a growing global race to field micro-UAVs. Norway's Black Hornet, widely used by Western militaries, offers a palm-sized platform. The latest Black Hornet 4 features enhanced battery life, improved wind resistance, and a longer range, earning a U.S. Defense Department Blue UAS Refresh Award.
I was interested more in that micro one right there because that's crazy, y'all. I just wanted to give you guys some updates on what's going on with technology. Imagine that all of a sudden some fly by you, you think it's a mosquito, and you chasing it with the, wait a minute, that's my drone. That thing cost me $17,000. What are you doing? What y'all got for me in these comments? That's crazy. Drones and small beings in combat. Reminds me of the 90s movie Richie Rich. Okay, Chair says Johnny. Okay, we got to go on over to Chicago because we got these recruits that have not been getting paid after a month. And I don't know about y'all, but it don't take me no month to be like this. Can I have my check, please? Abadoo Baba Biba. If it's time for you to get paid and somebody answer you with Abadoo Baba Biba, it's time for you to keep it moving. And Abadoo Baba Biba means you ain't getting what you're supposed to get, or it's some bull crap in the game. Listen to me right now. Chicago, the mayor responds to this report of police recruits not being paid after a month. This is the same administration that was spending millions of dollars on illegal migrants, ain't it? But I ain't trying to throw no punches, and he basically saying that it's a whole nother department, it's the police department. But if I were him, I'd just try to push some buttons over there and pull some strings to get these recruits paid, man. They're already trying to get out there and take care of people.
So we're finally hearing from Mayor Johnson for the first time since we reported about Chicago police recruits hired more than a month ago who claim they still have not been paid. The mayor now pointing the finger at the police union for the problem. ABC5's Charlie Wojciechowski has the latest from City Hall.
They are learning to be cops, but the latest class of recruits at the Chicago Police Academy are also learning a painful lesson about city bureaucracy.
We were made aware a couple weeks ago that the academy class that was hired in May 16th of last month has still not been put in the payroll system, have not received a paycheck, and nobody seems too concerned, or there's no sense of urgency to rectify this situation.
That's what FOP President John Catanzara said last week, speaking out on a payroll problem that has kept more than 50 recruits off the city's books. Today we asked the mayor about the situation.
It's something that the police department recognizes that they have to do, and as that process is smoothed out and streamlined, the hope is that we don't have that type of disconnect and breakdown.
And while the city admits there is a problem, it says part of the problem is due to the police union.
People who work are going to get paid, but people have to do the right paperwork first. It's not just a matter of someone not getting a check. There's actual paperwork that has to be filed that was not.
We asked
It seemed like every time he talked, he'd just be lying. He just can't tell the truth. He be lying. I don't know. And they said, I got so many suits. Somebody said, boy, you got more suits than Steve Harvey. I'm reading them comments. Y'all think I don't see what's going on. I see you. Come on, y'all. We got to go on back to Washington because Marco Rubio nearly loses it as Trump keeps, well, the reporter keeps on saying daddy to him at this point. But, he said it a few times when they're talking about, and again, I like to show all sorts of parts of the videos and clips and things like that. So they use it as a clip. So why can't I use it as a clip?
Back white, yeah. White jacket, yeah. Go ahead, give my mic. Hello.
Deborah Haynes from Sky News. Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No, he did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children? And they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more. And you're obviously appreciative of that. But do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own?
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning, and I think they'll be able to. And I think they're going to remember this day. And this was a big day for NATO. This was a very big day. They took it. One of the gentlemen said, you know what? We've been trying to raise money raise the rate for 30 years, he said, 20 years, from almost the beginning. And he's been there for a long time. He said, until you came along, it never happened. What you did is amazing. It's been sort of an amazing day.
All right, that's it. Just wanted you guys to get a little chuckle. I thought that would be funny. Marco couldn't even hold himself together in the back. He was trying to be professional. Like, that was the main part of the clip, but people said that Marco Rubio just couldn't keep himself together. That was hilarious right there. I like that. Now we back in New York where I am, where we got this major supermarket CEO that's threatening to close the grocery chains over the socialist scheme. You guys hear about the socialist scheme where they're talking about making supermarkets free? A lot of business owners, again, are not okay with these certain tactics that a lot of these people are trying to implement. If you're from Ohio, Indianapolis, or these little certain places, no, I'm not even going to say Indianapolis, Ohio, maybe let's say backwood places, you can't really understand how to run policy in New York. You don't know how to run policy here, boy. So we're just going to get into this clip right here where these major supermarkets are pushing back. Notably, Gristedes. They're talking about shutting down. The owner's right here. Reminds me of the owner of that Boondocks situation. I think I know where they actually found the owner of the Boondocks restaurant from. And when I play this clip, it reminds me of the same owner.
The polls are open in the New York City mayoral primary. Socialist candidate Zoran Mondani, he proposes to open grocery stores owned and operated by the government. Here with me now is John Katsomatidis. He is the owner of a very unknown grocery chain. It's called Gristedes.
Wexler.
John, I want to know what you think a government-run grocery store would look like.
Well, it didn't work in Moscow.
True.
And when I growing up, I learned one thing. Don't fight City Hall. So if City Hall is running the grocery stores, let them run it. Don't arrest anybody, give it away for free, and let the people eat.
You're not going to close down Gristedes.
Well, I'm not going to fight City Hall.
But you're not going to close it down.
Well, you never know.
That's your that's your
You never
chain.
know.
I mean, it's a threat, but you're not going to do it.
Let me say something. the toughest business, we have a lot of companies. We have 7, 8, 10 companies. And if my son is taking over, and guess what? The toughest company we have is retail food. So do I want my son to suffer?
But you want him to inherit the grocery store chain.
No, they let him inherit the oil company who's doing very well.
Ooh.
Let him the real estate company is doing very well. And let him inherit our investment company is doing very well. But
okay, look,
I did it 54 years. I did it, Mike.
They're saying that the grocery stores are all down right now. So that means that we have no end in sight for these prices going down. I don't care what these people are telling you. I went to the grocery store yesterday. Nothing has changed. I live in New York. It seems like the prices are going up even faster. A little thing of plantains was $7.99. The container was heavier than what was in it. Ridiculous. Ridiculous out here. I don't know. Y'all tell me, do y'all see the difference at the supermarkets when you're going down the aisles and you're looking at the prices of certain things? Do you see the prices have gone down, or do you feel that they've stayed the same, or do you feel that they've risen? Because to me, they've either stayed the same or risen, and they made it even harder for people. Thank you, Kendra Walker. Exactly. I ain't trying to hear that crap. It's crazy out here. Who the hell would pay for it if the tax payments would? Exactly. More money for the taxpayers to pay. Babies are privileged investments, not a tax break or attention. Okay, whatever. Okay. We got Angels Among Us says, bingo, Lord. Lord says, exactly, Jeffrey. They don't pay for it, so why do they care? Okay. Kendra Walker says, I guess now would be the time to work on my green thumb. Yeah, Metal Man says, Jeffrey, so they'll be paying for their groceries anyway, question mark? Eat 100% plant-based, somebody said. Charlotte says higher in Ohio. Rebecca says, nope, the sizes are smaller and more expensive. Exactly, K-Bar. I do, it's cheaper now. Where you from, K-Bar? Sky, okay, the Rose. K-Bar, let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. All right, we got to keep on moving, y'all, because now I remember who he looks like. He reminds me of the owner of the grocery chain inside of the Boondocks. And I think the name of the grocery chain is Wexler's. We got to keep on moving now because we got thousands of pounds of D-rugs that's been discovered in the interstate trafficking situation, y'all. Y'all not gonna believe this. We have a lot of D-rugs that are being caught when it comes down to the police. So I have a lot of respect for that. I'm very happy that they're taking all of this stuff off the streets, especially when it comes down to the internal parts of it.
CBS 6 News.
Sorry, you guys. Let me get that back.
New tonight, what started as a narcotics case in the capital region grew to an interstate drug trafficking investigation. Look at all of this here. It led to the arrest of 13 people and hundreds of narcotics seized. CBS 6's Emma Quinn has the latest.
It's the largest takedown of a New York City-based drug trafficking operation in 30 years.
Ring distributed drugs across upstate New York. This was the result of an 18-month investigation and close collaboration among federal, state, local enforcement agencies.
13 individuals were arrested from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. It started after the search of a Niskayuna apartment in December 2023, where drugs and paraphernalia were found.
The co-conspirators imported drugs into California and drove them in 18-wheelers across the country, often concealed in household appliances like freezers.
According to the criminal complaint filed last week, narcotics were transported over state lines, including from a marijuana farm in California.
This network's reach was expansive, moving drugs from California to sell in communities within the capital region, North Country, Central and Western New York, as well as New York City.
The Federal Drug Enforcement Administration says drug trafficking organizations have grown to multifaceted operations.
In just 3 massive seizures dating from November of 2024, we seized approximately 482 kilograms of cocaine, 187 pounds of methamphetamine, nearly 100,000 meth, fentanyl, and fake Xanax pills, 956 pounds of marijuana.
Also seized $1.2 million in cash, over $2 million in assets, including 7 vehicles, a tractor trailer, and a 9mm handgun.
To the public,
I say, just know this. We will continue to pursue and disrupt those trafficking operators within communities.
In Albany, Emma Quinn, CBS 6 News.
Man, they've been getting busy out there. I'm talking about, I feel like I constantly got back-to-back cases about D-Rugs on the show, y'all. If y'all appreciate the content, because we go everywhere, we go look. Let's get out of that. Nope, we're not looking at that. That's not, oh, let's put that over here. That's what we do, just to make sure that we get you guys good content, and we do it back-to-back. I got another one for you right now. Now we got to go on over to Detroit. That's right. We got this ex-Detroit cop that's been jailed over theft. Now, he's been accused of stealing from the Detroit Fire Department. So first he was a police officer, stole from them, allegedly. Then they hired him at the fire department, stole from them, allegedly. And guess what? He's up for his pension. You might as well go ahead and do, hey, if you can't beat him, you might as well join him, boy, because this one here, I tell you, this is a classic story right here that you don't get to hear a lot. So anybody from Detroit, come on, step to the front of the stage and watch this double trouble story.
Fire department accused of taking money he didn't deserve, and it is not the first time.
Now that lieutenant is out of a job and facing possible criminal charges.
Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones asking, how did a former Detroit cop who was sent to jail get a job with the Detroit Fire Department?
Less than 2 years ago, Detroit firefighter Steve Perry was being hailed a hero. Along with other firefighters and police that night, he was honored at the city's Above and Beyond Awards for saving a life, with the mayor and other dignitaries in attendance.
Why is he on our department?
But today, no one is celebrating Steve Perry.
This member was getting paid overtime for not working.
In April, he resigned as a lieutenant with the fire department after an internal investigation found he'd committed payroll fraud repeatedly. At first, the department says it was believed to be limited to just one pay period, prompting Perry to write this memo saying he'd exercised poor judgment by not clocking out and that he was extremely remorseful.
When I found that out, like I said, I put the member off on leave without pay. We did a deeper dive, and once we did that, our conclusion was that there was enough to actually discharge this employee.
A fire department audit looked back at more than 3 years of shifts where Perry, a fire inspector, collected overtime by working shifts on an ambulance. Of the 246 days he was paid for, the city could only confirm he worked 54 of them, meaning that for 192 shifts he was paid overtime. The city isn't sure he even worked.
Wow.
According to the DFT audit, the pay in question amounts to nearly $140,000. Perry resigned from the department back on April 3rd, and Detroit police say they're preparing to submit a warrant to Wayne County's prosecutor. As of today, Perry has not been charged with any crime.
This was one member out of over 1,100 members. It was an isolated incident, and it won't happen again.
But did it already happen again? It turns out this isn't even the first time Steve Perry has been accused of stealing. The first time was 15 years ago while he was wearing a different badge in the very same city.
Back then, Perry was a Detroit police officer assigned to investigate auto thefts, and it was in that role that he was accused of submitting 14 anonymous tips about stolen vehicles, then having the reward money deposited into his own bank account. Over the course of a year and a half, Perry was accused of collecting nearly $27,000 in tip rewards. He would be charged with 5 felonies, later pleading no contest to a misdemeanor and sentenced to 32 days in jail.
This guy comes across as a very nice guy. You couldn't tell me he has done something like this.
Ricardo Moore remembers Perry from his time working for DPD. Today, Moore helps oversee the department as a police commissioner and says Perry's criminal case should have ended his career in public service. So why didn't it?
A simple internet search would have produced this information. Where was the background investigation?
To think that a guy who went to jail for a month for allegedly stealing while he was a police officer who then gets a job with the fire department, that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Yeah, and I really can't speak on that part.
Back in 2014, Commissioner Sims...
Yeah, y'all got it. Both lanes. Like we said, he took the money from the police force, then went over and shook down the Detroit Fire Department. We're going to keep on moving, you guys. I hope y'all appreciate the content. Double tap that screen because we're nowhere near the end. We got a lot more to keep going. Check this out. Oh, my God. Y'all ready? We got to go to San Francisco. That's right. We're going to San Francisco. Y'all know anything about these Waymos? I'm just now learning about them because they're saying that these Waymos are now beginning to imitate human behavior. You know what a Waymo is? It's basically a car that drives itself, the autonomous car. Come on, y'all, let's get on over to San Francisco. We don't have those in New York yet, I guess, because we have too much traffic. But San Francisco basically have them. And let's check out what's going on with them over there.
This day, and they're starting to act more like us than you may think. New research from the University of San Francisco shows the self-driving cars are adapting to local driving behaviors. The professor behind the study took a ride with our Kevin Coe to explain just how Waymos are driving more like humans.
Super exciting time in the world of transportation, as you're kind of experiencing right now, Kevin.
I'm in a Waymo speaking with USF professor William Riggs, who's been researching self-driving cars since 2015.
What we do see is that the vehicles are becoming more naturalistic drivers. That does not mean that they violate the rules of the road, but it means that they engage in more humanistic driving behaviors.
Waymos have been criticized for what some may call being overly cautious. We've seen them block emergency vehicles and get confused navigating city streets. But according to Riggs, the technology is evolving. He says Waymos are now more assertive on the road, mimicking human behaviors. Waymo sent us this video showing the autonomous car honking at a garbage truck backing up, slowly reversing while navigating a lane closure, and even suddenly braking when a motorcyclist crashes in front of it.
They can actually make judgments that actually improve safety. They can potentially do things that normal human drivers just do based on instincts. We find that the driver is actually perhaps more human than we realize. And I think it's a very interesting thing, that these drivers are becoming perhaps even more better drivers than we would be.
According to Waymo, its cars never stop learning, gathering data on the road. Riggs says Waymos have improved in path prediction and anticipation, while also adopting human traits and instincts without the emotions.
I have a question. In the future, will driver's licenses be required if you don't have to, if you're not driving? Let's say if you just want to get an autonomous or whatever these cars that they call it, automatic driving car. Do those people still have to have a license? Question. I think that's a pretty good question. We're going to keep on moving forward because we got a situation going on in China where not a single dollar spent by Chinese are going back to their investments. And I'm talking about what I love. And I don't care what nobody say. I used to love fried chicken until I became a vegan. But there is nothing in this world that's going to make me stop loving some watermelon. That's right. These big old lips right here. I love myself some watermelon. But guess what? In China, they can't even give them away. It costs more money to make a watermelon in China than they sell them for. So guess what they're doing in China? They're just bursting them all over the ground, busting them and throwing them in the river so fish can eat them. Pretty crazy out there. Sad story, but guess what? You know, like I said, if it was me, I'd definitely be over there like, hold on a minute, man. Hold on a minute. Let me get one of them watermelon before you bust that watermelon right there, bro. Hold on a minute. But he's pretty fed up because he can't make no money.
Fruit in China isn't selling, and one business owner lost it. He took off his shirt, shouting and screaming. He even threw and smashed watermelons, and this drew a big crowd. We brought back 2 truckloads of watermelons, and then it started raining. We just can't sell them at all. The sellers at the market complain, but the farmers suffer even more. A TikToker was on site filming.
Tens of thousands of kilos of watermelons can't be sold, so they can only throw them into fish ponds to feed the fish.
The video shows a farmer dumping a whole truckload of watermelons into a fish pond. Half the pond is covered with floating watermelons. The farmers are really struggling. Last year, watermelons sold for more than 1 yuan each. This year, nobody even wants to buy them for a quarter yuan. No one wants watermelons anymore. People just don't eat them.
One truck sold for only 10 yuan?
Yeah, over 100 kilos sold for 10 yuan. But one bag of fertilizer costs more than 300 yuan. Other videos show watermelons lying on the ground untouched. The TikToker said it's such a waste.
Give me 20.
Shangwei town in Guangxi province is called China's watermelon hometown. The watermelons there are famous nationwide for being very sweet and high yielding.
I can't watch this, man. I can't watch this. You see what they're talking about, and they're messing up all the watermelon right now. But you see going on, talking about those are sweeter. First of all, how you going to describe how they good, how they sweeter, more red, and they got the seeds in it, and then you're going to be busting them like that? Man, listen, stop playing with me, man, right now, and give me 20 of them watermelon right now, talking about y'all don't want. Give me some of them watermelon, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me right now, man. Messing up all them watermelon. Y'all do me a favor. Double tap that screen if y'all mad at these people for messing up all of them watermelon the same way I'm mad at them right now. Because I can't believe it. I'm sweating bullets over here. You know what would be real good right now? If I had myself a nice, refreshing, cool watermelon. If I go to the store out here right now, that whole watermelon right there going to be about $9 or $10. He only wanted $1. Take the 20, give me the 20, and I'm good. Don't worry about how I'm getting them up out of here. I got that under control. Now we got to keep on moving because we got this situation where these police grab over $4.5 million from Mexican cartels in this Florida fentanyl sting. Check this out, y'all. I told you we got a lot of it going on. It's going from the fentanyl to the Kizoak to the watermelons. I don't know what's going on nowadays.
People, including those you see here, 6, are accused of trafficking fentanyl into Florida and Arizona from Mexico. The Polk County Sheriff told us investigators have been tracking the alleged operation for nearly a year now, and he says it's the largest bust in the history of Polk County.
Take a look at this. Compact bricks of fentanyl with embedded numbers and names like the Cartoon Network and neatly hidden inside of car batteries. The Polk County Sheriff told us what you're looking at is 64 pounds of fentanyl worth about $4.5 million. Listen as he explains the impact of this amount of the potent drug making it to local neighborhoods.
We do have a crisis when 340,000 people have died in 5 years in the United States of America.
The 64 pounds of fentanyl powder and pills, the sheriff says, is enough to kill millions of people. Investigators say the group of people arrested are part of 2 different Mexican drug cartels who allegedly ran drugs through Arizona and Florida. Early on, detectives say they coordinated shipments of pills, and the sheriff says the supplier sent 6 shipments of fentanyl pills to Polk County, resulting in the initial seizure of about 17 pounds of pills.
These people are violent. These people want your money.
And they don't care.
And they don't care whether or not they take your life.
The sheriff says the major operation took them to stash houses and drug operations, also operating out of Daytona Beach and even Atlanta. All of the suspects now face charges linked to trafficking fentanyl and conspiracy to traffic the drug.
I like to show this because it shows me how many people were able to live and didn't have to lose their lives because of the drugs that made it through. I really like to show those stories, especially when it's a mass amount, because it makes me really happy that those people that it could have went to weren't able to get it. And those lives that potentially would have been lost were not going to be lost. So I'm so happy about stories and stuff like that. Oh man, please let them keep on catching it, especially the fentanyl, because the people that we actually love really are the ones that are suffering from that. You know, our artists, our rappers, our actors, besides our family members as well. But if you really think about it, a lot of these celebrities, they've lost their lives because they thought something was in that C and it has some of that F-bomb in it. We're gonna keep on moving forward to Montgomery County right now. Well, I will not lose. Not Jay-Z, but this guy here said, I will not resign. We got this sheriff in Montgomery County. I don't know which Montgomery it is, but he basically responding to them trying to get him to step down. He's been doing the same thing that I've been showing you guys, extra spending, ridiculous hours of payments and overtime, much more, but just showing you guys what's happening, and it's rampant. Yes, we got good stories, we got bad stories, but we got stuff happening all over. So I want you guys to see this right here. He's giving major pushback too.
Daily used to remove St. Louis's
This is St. Louis, y'all.
Former circuit attorney from office. Tonight, First Alert 4 investigator David Amilati has been reporting on controversies involving the sheriff now for months. He's live downtown with details on the effort to oust him.
We've been covering the sheriff going back to January for a string of controversies. We were inside the civil courts building just within the last hour or so, hoping to get answers from Sheriff Montgomery himself, but he wouldn't take our questions. Like you mentioned, Andrew Bailey also used the quo warranto process to remove Kim Gardner in 2023. The sheriff says he's not going anywhere. which sets up a showdown in court.
Let me be very clear, that I will not resign.
That's St. Louis City Sheriff Alfred Montgomery responding to Attorney General Andrew Bailey's demand for the sheriff to resign by noon Wednesday.
I welcome any lawful investigation or inquiry rooted in truth, but I will not stand by while this office is attacked in the press with false claims and reckless accusations.
Sheriff Montgomery reading from a written statement and then walking out of the room, refusing to answer any questions from journalists. Then the sheriff's attorney, former Judge David Mason, taking the podium, offering to answer any question.
I think that it would be unfair to expect a sheriff to understand the legal ins and outs of these issues, and I've litigated them considerably. It has a lot to do with why I'm here.
In a statement to First Alert 4, AG Bailey says Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's job is to secure the courthouse, protect detainees, and uphold public trust, not abuse taxpayer resources. This level of misconduct and instability demands immediate accountability.
Okay, we're going to keep on going because you know that case. Okay, matter of fact, this is where it stemmed from. I remember this case. We have the other side of it, guys. Do you remember when that sheriff arrested the lady that was in the lobby? So I guess that's where it's coming from. We got to keep on going with this.
First Alert 4 Investigates told you about the sheriff authorizing a deputy to handcuff an acting jail commissioner earlier this year.
Right.
St. Louis police are working with the FBI to investigate that.
Okay.
A former deputy says the sheriff harassed him, accusing Montgomery of showing up at his new job and taking his firearm.
Ooh.
While a judge dismissed the harassment claim, SLMPD has also joined the FBI to investigate the gun incident. In February, audio revealed the sheriff made a former deputy roll the dice to keep his job. More recently, the sheriff was called before aldermen for a letter saying he planned to stop the transport of inmates for medical care, citing not enough money and being understaffed. The sheriff backed down. But First Alert 4 Investigates has reported on Sheriff Montgomery buying tens of thousands of dollars in badges, uniforms, an SUV, and golf carts, all while his department operates with roughly a $630,000 deficit.
Right, so you're spending at the wrong time and you're causing them to basically, yeah. And okay, so now they got this warrant out for him basically now. I don't know if you guys know, but now they got a warrant out to remove him. So we're going to keep on following up with that story. I'm lucky I let that clip keep on playing because I always wondered what happened to that sheriff that arrested that city official. We got to keep on moving and we're going to stay in St. Louis. We got a good story because all dogs go to heaven. But guess what? In this case, not 70 dogs had to go one. Not one of 70 dogs had to go in this case, you guys. So I'm happy about this situation. That's right. 70 dogs have been rescued after a fire at a dog daycare. Phenomenal story. Out of the whole day, my favorite one. Why? Because I love myself some dogs. I don't care what kind they are, but preferably I love pit bulls the most. Let's keep on going, y'all. Let's go.
Fire breaks out at a dog daycare in Imperial with 70 dogs inside. Fox News' Max Dinknight joins us live at the Holland Good Time Dog Daycare just off of Interstate 55. Max, looks like the business took some major damage. How about the dogs?
Yeah, Andy, that's right. Major damage. Thankfully, we can report all 70 dogs that were inside of this dog daycare behind us today when that fire broke out are okay. You mentioned the damage to the building. This building actually partially collapsed shortly after they got all of the dogs out of here. But thanks to the heroic efforts by not only these firefighters, but citizens who were nearby, all of the people and the dogs inside are okay. Take a look at this massive fire that broke out at a dog daycare in Imperial, Missouri. Fire officials say the fire, which appeared to have started in the attic of a Howlin' Good Time dog daycare, broke out just before 3 o'clock. Within 30 minutes, it forced an evacuation and a partial building collapse. Miraculously, no one, including the 70 dogs that were inside, were injured. More than 30 firefighters from 8 departments fought the flames and the blistering near 100-degree heat on this hot June day.
It has to be miserable. I mean, they're
but they
just
did
to go into a fire in 100-degree heat with all of that gear on. they're coming out, they're dripping with sweat, they're exhausted, and they'll look at
Good
you and
work.
say, I'm ready to go back in.
Good
Because
work.
they're here to help.
Firefighters credit civilians for stepping up and helping the daycare workers save every single animal, even before they got on scene.
We got all the dogs out, saved every one of them.
Brian Clouser and his crew next door at Real McCoy Bodywork rescued and housed dozens of these dogs. He says he's proud of his guys and that the whole ordeal really puts things into perspective.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all over here like, look at this dude going crazy over this dog story. That's right, because that's what I love. I love dogs. I love animals. So guess what? Big round of applause. They saved all the dogs, y'all. All dogs go to heaven, but in this case, they did not have to go. Okay, the dogs are most important. That's what Angels Among Us says. Howling Good Time. Great name, right? I like that. That was a good name, right? He'll get a job after the department, after the next the jurisdiction is over. Willie says his lawyer should have walked out with him. I was gonna say the same thing, Willie, because you're making it look too, legalese. I mean, too much legal right there. Like, what's all this legal talk? Talking about, oh, he don't know whatever, so I'm gonna speak for him. No. You're right. I think the lawyer should have left out with that sheriff as well. So yes, we feel the same way. Same sentiment about that. It was a bunch of cute dogs, wasn't it, Mulligan? A bunch of cute dogs was there. It was a bunch of them. Love seeing heartwarming stories with all this chaos. That's right, Liberty and Justice. I do too. Y'all want to see something else? Now, I like to make y'all laugh, and I like y'all see funny stuff. So I try to do both at the same time sometimes. Laugh and funny, or sometimes I try to warm your heart and let you see certain stuff. I want to make you feelings. Remember that song? Whoa, 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 feelings. Remember that song? Y'all like, how old are you, Bugatti? Mind your business. Pow, stay in your place. Now we're going to get into this other clip where we got this little Chinese hungry boy, little fat kid, right? There was literally an earthquake going on. He was eating at the table, and that food must have been good to him because he's like, and let me tell you something, when you're hungry, you're hungry. We might even read the comments on this one. I want you guys to see this because this is a crazy story right here. There was an earthquake going on. The father already had ran out the kitchen like, forget that food. But this little boy right here, little dude right here was like, I ain't going nowhere. This food is looking good and I'm hungry. Check this out. Earthquake, run quick, Mom. Was it an earthquake, Mother says? Earthquake, run, Mom, run. I haven't finished my dinner. Don't take it, put it back. So they're like, hell with that earthquake. This food is busting right now. I'm hungry. Forget all that. So they said, real is real and the fact's a fact. But I'll be damned if my stomach ain't in my back. Shorty wanted to eat. He wasn't playing. What y'all got over here? Okay, you 70s, baby. Okay, let's go. Y'all know that was funny. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And right about now, if y'all trying to make some of that money, you know what I want y'all to do? There's a link in the description right now where you can make up to $500. That's right, y'all. $500. And guess what? I'll make some money and you'll make some money too. So go ahead and go in the link in the description. Also, you can join the Discord by following that link as well and keeping the conversation going. Also, you guys, if you're a barber, a mobile groomer, I don't know what you do. You could be a person that drive around with a barbecue grill on the back of your business. I don't know what you do because a lot of people do it. You might be a lawyer. You could be an Uber driver. I don't know what you do. But if you do any business and you want to get some more promotion going on, send us over your advertisement in 10 by 80 by 10 by 80 in the size format we can put up in the post area so almost 35,000 subscribers can see, because we're at 34,000 and almost at 35,000.
35,000. You guys should already go ahead and subscribe so I can be saying 35,000 subscribers, right? But yes, that's what I want you guys to do. Go ahead and send over your promotions, send over everything that you have. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because we'll put that up and all of our followers will get to see your promotion and what you got going on. And also, tomorrow's the day, y'all. I want to know who's pulling up. That's right, the Show Your Talent and signing. That's right, your boy Boogotti is going to be at 22 West Circle Drive in Green Acres, not the Green Acres not from the show, but Green Acres, basically the Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream, New York. That's right, 22 West Circle Drive, Green Acres Mall. It's the big warehouse liquor store that's right behind the mall. You can't miss it. I'm going to be there tomorrow, Friday, from 5 to 8 p.m. And we're doing the Show Your Talent search as well as signing. One of you guys are going to be able to come up, show me your talent. And if you're good, boom, $250. Also, you'll be able to sign up for other boroughs. This also is going to be moving forward for other boroughs like Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. After we get all of those people together for all of the winners, we're going to do one big grand prize downtown on Delancey Street, and boom, one person is going to win $1,000. It's going to be sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Go to the website right now. Sign up by joining the mailing list. Make sure that you're 21 and older and you've already signed up to be a part of the Show Your Talent search. If you're in the 5 boroughs, depending on where you're from, that's the talent search that you'll be a part of. And yes, like I said, I will be the host at the Show Your Talent search in Long Island, as well as the one that we got set up coming up on the 26th in the Bronx at Throg's Neck, because guess who's going to be with me there? He already said he's coming through. That's right, Dipset's Orly, rap known, the clique, the dude, Rugerell. That's right, Hellrell, Rugerell. That's right, that's who's gonna be with me in the Bronx to launch the Show Your Talent search. That's right, I got my boy Rugerell gonna step up and gonna hang out with us for a little while. Y'all come to the Bronx on the 26th of next month. I'm gonna have that flyer up, that one ready. But this Friday, tomorrow, from 5 to 8 p.m. I'm gonna be in Valley Stream hanging out with y'all, going live. Don't worry about it. Even if you're not there, it's gonna be going live. I got Gene Dill pulling up, DJ Don DeMarco gonna be DJing. Man, y'all better pull up and hang out with your boy tomorrow at 22 West Circle Drive in Valley Stream, right behind Green Acres Mall at the L&W Liquor and Wines. And until then, you guys, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Boogotti NYC. Today is Thursday. I'm sweating bullets. I don't even care because we do what we do over here and we put it all down and we leave it on the field. It's your boy Boogotti NYC. And like I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me today, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, we go live in the morning and then we're going to be doing a spotlight live from the L&W. See you guys there. If I don't see you in my face right there in front of me, I'll see you guys live. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. See you tomorrow, guys. Get 'em. One. Peace.